Hi, Dr. Newsom. I just wanted to say thank you for being so understanding about my situation. And I know the timing was kind of unfortunate, but thank you for giving me this extra time to turn in my assignments. I'm sure as you know by now, we are doing health in the workforce. My previous knowledge on that is quite limited. I only knew a couple things about it. For example, I knew obviously how health is a very important part of the workplace, because if people do not feel safe in their work environment, they are more likely to not choose that job or more likely to quit that job after choosing it. Also, I knew about OSHA, which is the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. What I knew about them, or at least what I thought I knew about them, is that they need to come to businesses before they are officially open to make sure all their health standards are up to par. Which brings me to my research question. What is the process of fixing a health issue inside the workplace? As for my research approach, I used the U of M library, JSTOR, and Google. The U of M library was very helpful. It brought me to OSHA's website, which talked about all the different ways that OSHA can receive health-related reports. JSTOR, on the other hand, I had a little more trouble, I don't want to say navigating, but I want to say finding sources, because I couldn't find anything that really would have helped my paper or my research. So as a last resort, I used Google, which actually brought me to Stony Brook University's website, and they made an article that had great information, and I used a lot of information from that article on my paper. As far as what I have learned from my research, I learned all the different ways that you can report a work-related issue to OSHA. And the first way is you can fill out the online complaint form, and an OSHA representative will respond accordingly. The second way is you can email, fax, or write a handwritten letter and send it to OSHA describing the issue, and they will respond ASAP. The third way is you can call the local OSHA office and you can speak to a representative describing what your issue is. The fourth way is you can go down to the local OSHA office and you could talk to a representative face to face, and they will respond accordingly. Secondly, I learned that there were 2.8 non-fatal health-related issues reported in 2019. And again, I used 2019 because I figured 2020 would have been an outlier due to COVID-19. But this number absolutely shocked me. Never in a million years would I have guessed that this number was going to be this high. Thirdly, I learned what goes into the process of fixing a work-related issue. And what goes into it is the OSHA representative will come down to the workplace, examine what you described as the health-related issue, and if they deem it an actual issue, they will talk to the owner and they will describe what's going on and how they need to fix it. They will even give them options on how they could fix it. And after that, it's really up to the owner if they want to follow the rules or have a chance of OSHA coming back and then having a way bigger penalty. And number 4, I learned the 3 most common work-related issues in the health place, which were eye strain, back pain, and mental health. And honestly, I figured that eye strain and back pain were very common because it's just something that happens if you're looking at a bright light or you got to lift heavy things. But what I really didn't know was mental health until I did a little bit more research. And I realized that 55% Americans were not happy with their job or how it's going. And then I thought about it a little more, and I realized if I had to do the same thing every day and I just absolutely despised it, that would be absolutely mind-numbing. I would hate that. So I could see how mental health is now one of the top 3 related health issues in the workplace. And as for what I learned about myself as a researcher, I learned that I need to think of researchable questions because in high school, whenever I had to do a research paper or research-related homework, I would think of questions that I already knew the answer to. And the reasoning behind that is because it would just be a whole faster process with writing the paper or doing the homework because I already knew the answers in my head, so I didn't have to do much research. And which brings me to my next thing is that I need to dig deeper into the research, because doing so You can get so much information and actually become invested in what you are researching. It'll make you more passionate about it, and it'll make you write better or do better on your homework. And the third thing is that digging deeper into the research, you can develop so many other questions that will cause me to do more research, because while you're doing research, you're finding all these statistics, all this new information, and then a new question pops in your head, and you can't just not research that question. You want to find the answer to that question. Once again, Dr. Newsom, I wanted to say thank you for your understanding about my situation. Like I said previously, I know the timing was very unfortunate, but I'm very grateful you gave me this extra time to turn my assignments in.